What do you need, you people?
What do you mean, you people?
Huh? I know Kung Fu. Show me.
I'm a peacock! You gotta let me fly!
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes it rains.
It's the Al Travis Show. We're lucky to have him on. He's Senator Andrew Lang. Senator, how are you doing, my friend?
Not too bad. Greetings from the 10-degree northern Minnesota weather.
You have a little camo on. Are you a hunter?
I am. Spent the last few days up here chasing some deer around, and we're fairly successful. Got a couple decent bucks.
See, and you are actually the first person, and I shouldn't say this because people that I know they hunt. So far, the groups I've had have been basically skunked. They're seeing them. They're not, and I think it's weather. When it's really warm, it's harder to get them. You're the first successful hunters I've heard of this year. Congrats.
Yeah, well, we've hunted up here for years, and there have been years where it's been slow. I would say that this time around, they were a little more active than they have been in the most recent years, but not like long ago. And, to get political about it, there's a lot of wolves up here. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a good point. Did you watch the Vikings at all? Are you a Viking fan? I should probably ask you that first before I put you in a box.
Fortunately, yeah. It was a rather mundane game for 4/5 of the game. Yeah. We get to the end, and it looked like JJ finally, untied his shoes from each other. And then, we score that, and then it's like, okay, defense, one more good defensive hold, and the dam broke, and we were done.
Yeah, so, it's killer. And again, we were talking about the sports guys. I just don't really see a path for us to get there. If you got to get to 10 games, they need to win 6 of their last 7. I don't think this team has the mentality for it, so I think we're going to have a problem with it. Let me do this.
No, I think they have the talent. I think they have the honestly, I think JJ has the talent. They have the receivers. They have the D-line. The O-line has been pretty reasonable. And it's like, just put all that stuff together. And yesterday, how many drop passes did we have? Come on, guys.
So I'm saying there's a mental problem there. I guess I should warn folks that you're probably some people are going to get mad at me for our next conversation, and I do not mean anything by it. Well, over the weekend, evidently the federal government asked red states and blue states all to send their SNAP people info in, their data, because the federal government's paying for it, so they want to know who's getting it. A lot of red states said no. I believe Minnesota's one of those said, nah, you don't get to look at our books. But even in the blue states, they found close to 200,000 people double dipping or being dead and still getting payments. I mean, there's just 200,000 getting checks every month and no one seems to care. And they thought, and they estimate up to 500,000 if you include the red states. So, yeah, the president comes out, and again, I know people are going to hate this. Sometimes he steps on it, and it's right. He said, maybe we need to get everybody in SNAP to go and re-sign up. Go verify who you are. The first of the year's coming, go sign up for your benefits for 2026. And the world starts screaming, like somehow this is asking someone to give up their left arm or something, and I don't see it. If you want free stuff from the government, is the minimum to ask you to come and get it? Your thoughts, Senator Lang? And I don't mean to put you in a box, but I just have to re-up my license.
No. I was just going to say, I'm assuming that the process right now doesn't require them to go once a year.
That's
sign up. I mean, are we asking too much? I got to buy my hunting license every year, and it's several $100s. So,
see, that was one I was going to use with you. Name the other thing in America that you're not made to go out of your way. You want to hunt, you come in every year. You get yourself in the lottery to get whatever deer you want. I got to get my license every year. I got to get my little tab thing put on my car every year. Everything has something, but this SNAP program, it's asking too much. And I think I just lost him. Is it asking too much to get folks to go to wherever you get them, your human services department, I suppose, and let them. I got to get him back here. Here goes. We lost him for a second. He's coming back on the program. He is Senator Andrew Lang. I'm putting him in a tight spot because I don't know if he really wanted to talk federal government subsidies or not today, but I think it's something big. He's having, here he comes back. Senator, if you're with me, leave the camera off, and I think that'll help with the connection. Is it too much to ask folks, it's kind of the same thing, like we can't have people have IDs because it's just too hard for some people to get IDs. Is Al asking too much that once a year, if you want stuff from the government, you need to let us know you're still there? What if you got a job middle of the year and now you don't need SNAP anymore? You're just going to keep the checks. We're trusting you to come in and say, don't worry about it. I'm good now.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? The soft bigotry of low expectations. That's really what we're talking about. It's like, people can do this. It's not, well, we can't force somebody to get an ID to vote because that would be voter suppression. And then you ask them, well, why do you think that are, a different skin color folks?
Yeah.
Are they incapable? What is the deal? Oh, yeah, it's very tough for them. How? I don't get it. It just makes no sense. It's like, in this modern world, you could probably send a picture in, get your license picture online. Yeah. I don't even know.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what
same thing with SNAP benefits. You're getting something free from the government because you're incapable of working or just can't find a job, even though I seem to find a lot of help wanted signs in my district.
But that's really the point is, and I don't know, and maybe somebody, if you are on SNAP or you understand the program, you hand it out, you can send me an email, al@altravisshow.com, and give me what are the procedures. If you're on, you're just on until you turn it off? Or do you go in once a year, every 4 years? And I said, maybe it's every 4 years like your driver's license. I said, your circumstances can change a ton in 4 years, right? Driver's license, want to keep driving, I got to go get a new license. But in 4 years, we don't expect you to get a job? I don't know.
That was like Bill Clinton when he was in office. If you remember that, he had a proposal that would said, we're going to help people out as much as we can. We're going to prop you up when you're in times of hard. And here's the deal, though. You get 5 years of benefits. Total. Lifetime. 5 years. And that was his thought process. And even at the time, I thought, wow, 5 years. Yeah, I'll be out of college. My newborn baby that I can't support would have been 5 years old and
going to public school,
into preschool already. Yeah, I think I got the time. I think I got the smarts in that amount of time. I could probably figure it out, and I think most of the other folks in the population probably could too in 5 years. But now, if you were to bring that up, it would be sacrilege,
But here's what I don't understand, Senator, and because especially in Minnesota where we are rife with fraud, right? How does the federal government get to 500,000 people estimated double dipping, taking more than their share? We offer you this, but they're going and getting, our dead people are getting 500,000. How is that not enough for us to revamp the whole program? Because, if changing the speed limit by 5 miles an hour saves just one person, we need to do it. How about just how many hundreds of thousands to steal my money before we say no?
Well, here's the thing, Al. There's 40 million people on the program. So think about that. In a country of 350 million, what kind of percentages of people
8%,
are on the SNAP program? So it's huge.
Yep.
An 8. And it's like, okay, that's a huge program. Maybe we should look at it from top to bottom. And, able-bodied adults, number one, your clock's ticking. You have 5 years.
Okay.
There's no reason you shouldn't be working.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm being a hard ass and just,
It isn't that. That's why I bring it up, because you bring it up and all of a sudden you're like anti-poor people. That's not it. But if we're going to do nothing but stop the fraud in it by those 500,000 that are taking from dead people's names and still cashing checks, that would be more stuff we could actually give to the poor folks who need it. It's like all the fraud here in Minnesota.
Exactly.
How much food went to feeding the children? I have no idea, but it didn't sound like much. Seemed like it went everywhere except where it was supposed to go.
Like none.
Yeah.
Maybe only for the photo ops.
Exactly. And it's like that housing stability thing where the U.S. attorney comes in and says, we believe 100% of that was fraud. So we didn't help any homeless people. You should be mad if you're homeless. You should be mad if you wanted to help the homeless people. We should all be on the same side of this fraud thing. But then you say, well, to fix it, you got to come in once a year or whatever and sign up. And then that's just asking too much. I find it nuts. We got to go to break. We'll be back after this. I've got more with Senator Lang.
If it's your turn to host a game, Grandpa's Barbecue suggests you try something different. Put out the perfect barbecue flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. Add it to your ribs, dip the meatballs, or drench your wings in the original flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. It isn't too hot or spicy, fruity or smoky or whatever. Grandpa's Barbecue. Available in select stores and online at grandpasbarbecueshop.com.
Braver Angels Minnesota is part of a national movement that brings together conservatives, liberals, independents, and others to restore trust, respect, and goodwill in politics. We seek not to eliminate our differences, but rather deal with them head on, with respect and understanding. We do not try to change people's views, but how they view the other side. There will always be differences. Braver Angels Minnesota believes the best way forward is to change how we deal with those differences. Join the civil conversation at mn.braverangels.org.
Don't need to ask him his opinion more than once. Al Travis on the Al Travis Show.
I've got Senator Lang on the program with us. Always a pleasure to have him. Sir, I want to just lay this out, and you can tell me what I'm missing or why it is even an issue. But Minnesota has had a hemp industry, hemp making, I don't know, they make paper out of ropes. Anyway, some farmers have been growing hemp in Minnesota for some time. They then get into the THC business, and what I mean by that is Minnesota passes, you can have marijuana and THC on the shelves in products, gummy bears, whatever. So the hemp industry finds out how to get THC out of hemp. They start putting it into fizzy drinks. I don't know what they're called, seltzers, gummy bears, that sort of thing. So there's this industry of hemp-based THC. Since we have the old-fashioned kind of THC, as I understand it, the marijuana version, we now have sides. I didn't know if I had to pick one, but evidently I do. The attorney general in the state of Minnesota literally sued the federal government to get the hemp guys out of the THC business, lowering it from 0.5 milligrams to 0.04 or some crazy number, anyway, whatever it would be. They're yelling foul, this hemp industry in Minnesota, because they're going to go out of business. Sir, do I care in the least where my THC is coming from? I'll tell you what, if it came out of corn, and I don't know if it does or not, but if they could, we'd be all behind it, right? And I don't know any hemp growers, but like, get my point?
Well, yeah, and here's the thing is I don't know. Is there a difference between THC as a chemical compound between two different sources? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Once it's THC, it's broken down to its compound level, right? I mean,
that's how I understand.
I'm going to go back to ninth grade science, but I think that's right.
Yes.
So yeah, it's THC is THC. It's like, it's like a sugar molecule in the argument between corn syrup and real sugar, cane sugar. It's like, no, it's the same, guys. Like,
see, but why are we in the game then? Why would my attorney general try to get this industry out of the state when there are people here making it and putting beverages? I guess, I try to pretend that I really care. I'm not a THC guy. This is not good. I've never had a drink. I don't know if I'd ever have a gummy. I don't know. Do they really look and taste? I don't know. My point is, it doesn't really matter to me, but it must be some pretty big money going on if everybody's this wound up about it.
Well, that, and when you talk about money, you have to ask, where does your money lie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you taking up this argument that doesn't seem to make sense for any, real reasonable reason? Mr. Attorney General, in a state that's so filled with fraud that you have prosecuted so many people, or maybe not.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like we're down to worrying about where our THC comes from. So now we're down to just those cases. That's nice. One last question. I don't know if you heard about this story. It didn't get enough play. I think it's out of Senator Howe's area. Federal court told this Becker woman that her horse massage license does not have to be. I don't know if you've heard this story. This gal in Becker is giving horse massage lessons, right? How to rub your horse down. I don't know. Trust me, I can't. She said she had 400 clients. I'm shocked by the number of people who need to know how to massage a horse. Anyway, it came down to Minnesota Department of Education said if she's going to teach a course, I've got my fingers up in quotes, she had to get a license, $2,500 for license, $500 for every program, $1,000 for some other thing. And she goes, that'll put me out of business. I just do this to help horse people. And evidently the federal court said that's her free speech. If she wants to walk up to you and tell you how to massage a horse, she can do that all day long. We really, in the state of Minnesota, are trying to charge some human being a horse massage license fee in the $3,000 area, sir? We got everything else figured out.
Oh, God. Why? Why?
Well, the state gets $2,500 and somehow she is licensed now to tell you how to rub your horse. Like she could do it wrong?
And there's a lot of licenses that the state of Minnesota hands out that I somewhat question about. You get right down to it, the hunting and fishing or cutting a Christmas tree out of the woods, You're like, isn't that the people's land, Minnesota?
Let's throw this at you, Senator. My barber has all kinds of things she has to go through to stay licensed. This gal was forced to get a license to try to teach how to massage horses, but we asked none of that. No licensure needed. Do you have part of the, what is it called, ADHD, the autism? If you could be an autism center with no licensure whatsoever. You can muck with our kids. In the state of Minnesota, we're fine with that, but you can't massage a horse. You can't make it up. I'm not making it up.
Oh, I know. Yeah. In the fact that the Star Tribune is the headline of every day's articles aren't like this. Like, why? God, there's so much why, but the rose-colored glasses of what is our media in the state of Minnesota doesn't have much for say on it. But
I agree. My friend, I appreciate it. We're out of time. I love having you on the program. Thanks for taking the time to be with us today.
Sounds good, Al. Thanks much.
Senator Lang on the Al Travis Show.
Think about it. Now that school's back in session, how are Minnesota students doing? Not very